Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back here at Dimmitt Chevrolet in Clearwater, Florida, and we're here for a different kind of reason. I have this Chevy Camaro SS 1LE, but what's different about this review is that it's actually a fan of the channel, a subscriber of Rady's Rides, and now a friend of mine. His name is E. He works here, and this is his own personal car that he wanted featured on the channel. So before we dive into this road course carving SS 1LE, let's talk about what's going on here. Chevrolet Camaro, been around since 1967. Boy, oh boy, performance is the name of the game, and Chevrolet has done something with this Camaro that actually goes back to the 1980s. So there's an organization known as the Sports Car Club of America, SCCA. They have many different classes of racing that is done from year to year, track to track. One class is the showroom stock class. Now, based off the name, showroom stock, you basically take the car off the showroom floor and you go race it. Well, Chevrolet wanted to help out those race teams. And since the race teams couldn't add a bunch of track goodies to their Camaros to beat the Mustangs, what they did was they offered a 1LE option. The 1LE option isn't about extra horsepower. It's about fine-tuning the Camaro to make it as sharp as a knife to get through those road courses with the fastest lap times. Now, what's interesting is that we're talking about naturally aspirated horsepower, and we're talking about braking and handling that's second to none. What I want to find out with E's SS 1LE, is this a better competitor? Is this the better road course carving muscle car compared to the new 2021 Mach 1 or even the standard Shelby GT350? Let's go ahead and let's dive into this 2020 SS 1LE. Right off the bat, you're gonna get some changes. It's not just a box that you check off and you get some different suspension. Up front, it all starts at the front of the business. Of course, you're gonna get that headlight design that has that retro style and feel. What I like about this being a 2020 and a 2019 is the grille section, but the headlights looking sharp. You work your way down. You do have functional air intakes on the corners here, a little bit of gloss black and some flat black, and then part of the 1LE package right off the bat is this massive front splitter, functional piece, nice flat black finish. We're gonna kind of come across the center grille area. So remember, 1LE does have some aesthetics, obviously. Not only the splitter, unique grille. Now, I'm glad this is a 2020, because just like a 2021, they put the bow tie back in the right place. Remember, 2019, they actually put the bow tie in the center bumper area here, and it just didn't look right. Even though it was a flow tie, did not look right, so they changed it up. But I love the design on the 1LE with the gloss black, all functional top and bottom. You got a blacked out SS badge on the corner of the grille. Remember, SS doesn't stand for super smart or super slow. It stands for super sport. And this definitely has some super power underneath that hood. Now, when we get up onto the hood, 1LE, you're getting this satin black wrap from the factory. Great finish to it. This is that upgraded, updated redesign of the heat extractor. What's interesting is that I kind of like the heat extractor a little bit more on a 2017 SS 1LE. This one, I wish they would have kind of just brought it a little bit closer to the windshield, made it a little bit larger, but it is a functional piece, and that's going to help keep the track temperatures down, the engine temperatures on the track. Like the nice bulge, of course you got to have a bulge. Everybody wants a bulge in their muscle car. When we come around the bend, what are we working with? These are special lighter wheels on the 1LE. Being a lighter wheel, that means it's going to be less rotating mass. I love the metallic gray finish. Even the way they went metallic gray on the center caps, you're going to have those massive tomato red. It's like tomato sauce on a big old bowl of spaghetti. 1LE badging, 6-piston Brembo is going to squeeze those two-piece rotors. So those rotors, you have an aluminum hat, steel rotor, fully ventilated, less rotating mass from the brakes and less rotating mass from the wheel is going to give you quicker steering. All four corners, you're going to get that magnetic ride suspension. The magnetic ride suspension reads the road every single nanosecond to give you perfect compression and rebound damping all four corners to make this thing carve like nothing but the business. Now, if we're comparing this to a Mach 1, this has a unique front fascia like the new 2021 Mach 1. The Mach 1 also has Magnet Ride suspension, which is exactly the same type of suspension as the Magnetic Ride in this Chevrolet Camaro. So just something to compare. You are actually getting two-piece rotors on the 1LE compared to the solid rotors on the Mach 1. So just something to think about. Going down the fender though, you gotta have your good old red, white, and blue with the Camaro badge. Nice look on the side, a little bit of that history connection to the past. 1LE, you're gonna get flat black on your mirror caps. Working your way down the side. Remember, we have that overall retro design, but the difference is on the Camaro compared to the Mach 1, the roof line is a little bit lower. Gives it that great concept car look, but yes, it does cause some blind spots, but that's something that we're gonna talk about during the drive. As we work our way back, let's talk about the rear setup on this vehicle. So looking at the rear, of course, we have 19-inch wheels. Remember, you have the Goodyear Eagle F1 track spec tires to give us that performance that we want. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of these tires out back? You're looking at 305s out back. That's actually wider than what's on the Mach 1. And you're getting Brembo 4-piston calipers, which you don't get that on a Mach 1 in 2021, if you could believe that. So you're getting great braking capability, some rubber that's track use, but you're also gonna be able to get some daily use out of it as well. Now, when we get to the rear, flat black on the trunk lid spoiler, obviously perfectly pitched to give us the downforce. You're gonna get those updated taillights that they did in 2019, cleared out, and then as we work our way down, SS badge, and of course you're gonna get that GM Performance active exhaust, make it louder, piss everybody off. If you wanna keep the peace, then obviously you could put it in quiet mode. Underneath there, you're gonna have 373 gears, of course, limited slip diff, and you're getting all the coolers. So you're getting a diff cooler, you're getting an engine oil cooler. Unlike the Performance Pack Level 2 from the Ford Mustang GT, those didn't have any coolers. That's why the Mach 1, they brought the coolers to the vehicle to keep those temperatures down for at the track. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our SS. All right guys, we got the hood popped. You can see the functional heat extractor up top. We have hood struts, no prop rod like you find on a Mustang. There's that functional heat extractor. We drop down and there's that power plant. What are we looking at? We're looking at that naturally aspirated 6.2 liter V8, good old push rod power, 455 horsepower, 455 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 6-speed manual transmission only. You can get an automatic now, so that's the good news if you don't want to shift, but originally this was a manual transmission only option. The car does weigh 3,600 pounds. If you know how to dance on your twinkle toes, 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds. Quarter mile is gonna zoom by at 12.4 seconds at 115.8 miles per hour. You got that Magnetic Ride suspension, all the track cooling, and of course, your Chevrolet Performance air box to bring more air into that V8 to give you the power. I am gonna zonk the cover that they put. I wish that they would just showcase that intake plenum. No reason to put a cover, but it's nice that it says Camaro in bright red, and it's nice that we have the 6-speed. E did it right, and he got the 6-speed manual, but why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this beast and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're in E's 2020 Camaro SS 1LE. Now remember, if you're comparing this to a 21, there's no changes. So this really is like me showing you a 2021 Camaro SS 1LE, especially comparing it to a Mach 1, which is new for 2021 from Ford. But I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, I've been looking for one of these. You're right. I look on Auto Trader, I look on all the websites, I can't find any, but how much is one of these? Depending on how you fully option in the end, you're looking at anywhere between $42,000 to $46,000 for this vehicle in the way that you see it. And that's really where it undercuts the competition especially at that price point. But let's see what you get for your hard-earned money to the door panels. I do like up top, you have that nice leather material with the white contrast stitching. Small armrest, but you know what? It is soft. You do have a super small door pocket, maybe 2 Twinkies, and that's it. You do not want to get cream on E's interior. I don't know if you could see, but there's actually a little bit of an edge in that silver trim. That's because there's ambient lighting that you get. Easy to see at night, not so easy during the day, but I just want to let you know that was there. As you transition inside, it may seem like it's tight. And if you compare this to a Mach 1 or a Shelby, yeah, it's definitely tighter on the interior, but once you're in, if you're focusing all your attention forward where you should, you could actually see what's going on. You do have an 8-inch infotainment system, great clarity, font and graphics. I love the way Chevy does the temperature control with the trim rings. You got heated seats and ventilated seats, but this is where the magic is right here. That nice slick shifting, 6-speed manual transmission, short throws. You do have automatic rev match downshifting, or you could do your heel toe downshifting all by your lonesome, but this is worth every penny right here. Different modes, which I'll talk about that when you come to the business end. And then the seats are Recaros. They're Recaros with leather, with Alcantara, and they're heated and ventilated, and they're power. So that's in a track-focused vehicle. Plus, you're getting the digital rear-view mirror as well. That helps with the blind spots. You're going to have to use your head and use your technology to really navigate through spots, but wait until we go on throttle. That's where it all is worth it. But why don't you get on over here? Before I do that though, remember, shift knob, shift boot, and steering wheel are all Alcantara wrapped. That's on the SS1LE, but get your butt over here. I want to show you all the other goodness going on. All right, guys, business time. I do like the way they have the Camaro name on the sill. This does light up with the same ambient color, which is a nice touch. Super clean. We got the 3 pedals because we have a manual transmission Camaro here, so that's good news. I wish they were brushed aluminum. I am going to zonk that. And because we're talking about racetracks, we got the bright red seat belts because red means race. Hey, that means this whole car is race ready because it's red. Gotcha. Sitting here, the Recaros feel great. Absolutely perfect. Steering wheel, nicely done. Flat bottom with the SS logo. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, why are there paddles on the back of the steering wheel? That's how you shut on and off the automatic rev match downshifting. You just hit the paddle. Normally on a 10-speed, it would be for shifting through the gears, but this is how you do it in this car, rowing through those gears. Dash, I love the layout. You're gonna get a little bit of everything. Analog tach, analog speedometer, nice large digital display. Check out the different modes. We got track, sport, tow, snow, and ice. Nicely clean setup with the auxiliary gauges up top. Head-up display, but you know what? If you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's take this Camaro SS 1LE for a spin. All right, guys, we left Dimmitt Chevrolet. We're in E's 2020 Camaro SS 1LE. Definitely show him some love in the comment section. He wants us to experience that on throttle and for me to bring it to you. So definitely show him some thanks in the comment section. But remember, when you go SS1LE, you're getting thicker anti-sway bars. You're getting different suspension bits to allow this vehicle, this Camaro, to perform like no other SS before it. And we're comparing this to the Mach 1. Many different tests from popular magazines have put this up against the standard Shelby GT350, and guess what? It held its own even with less horsepower than the GT350. Now, when you're comparing it to the Mach 1, you're also going to have less horsepower, but where Chevrolet really makes up for it is, of course, the handling, the braking. That's on a road course where you could get so much. But let's go ahead and experience some on throttle for you, for me, free. Here we go. On throttle. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely love it. Love it. Automatic rev match downshifting. Hitting your marks. Brakes feel good. Here we go. Nice. Slowly roll on. Yeah! The sound of that pushrod V8 is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. You can feel in this long right-hand bend, the chassis is so balanced front to back. So balanced. And the weight of the steering is on point. Wow. Naturally aspirated power. Feels good. The shifter is like a hot knife through butter. And yes, does it feel tight in here? Yes. Is it tighter than a Mustang? Of course. But there's just something about how when you're locked and loaded, looking out the front, you're able to hit your points, hit your markers. You know, on a road course, you're not worried about what's behind you. You're putting your eyes where you want to go. Always put your eyes where you want to go. That's crucial. Clutch pickup is nice. Great throttle modulation. So easy in this vehicle. So if you're wondering, well, is this a hard car to drive every day? No, it's not. And these seats are some of the best that I've ever sat in. All right, guys, here we go. Second gear. On throttle, here we go. Wow, it just pulls all the way through the rev range. All the way through the rev range. Nice. Getting back on throttle, here we go. Yeah! Brakes feel good through this right-hand sweeper. Nice. Feels phenomenal. The chassis is so balanced, and that's where it's going to allow you to turn those consistent track times. That's what's going to make it so absolutely wonderful. All right, guys, we're going to get this Camaro out onto the highway. On throttle. Yeah! It's just so intuitive. It's like you think it and it does it. That's how great of a setup this is. And the power delivery gets the power to the ground. You have just enough power to get yourself into plenty of trouble if you want, or if you don't know what you're doing, but it's manageable power, and that's what I love about it. I love when you let off throttle around 3,000 RPM, you get all the burbles and pops from the back of the car, and having the simplicity to shut off or turn on the active rev match downshifting, it's so simple in this car, and that's what makes it extra usable. But let's see here. Third gear. Slow down a little bit. You hear the flipping of the throttle? On throttle, here we go. Yeah! Absolutely, positively, a very, very special car. And the fact that you got a head-up display with all the pertinent information, gear indicator, the whole 9 yards, and then you can drive it every day. I mean, yeah, you got some blind spots, but I'm willing to make compromises to get behind the wheel of this car. That magnetic ride suspension does such a great job over the bumps. It doesn't beat you up. It really is so balanced. I mean, that's the key word to this car. It's balance. Not too much, not too little. You hear the pops and the burbles coming from the back of the car. You got the digital rearview mirror. Gives you a bird's eye view right out the back. That's a camera that's mounted on the shark fin antenna, so it's nice and high, up out of the way, so you can see everything. Side mirrors work great. And that's the crazy thing, is this thing being a track car, having all that technology just makes it that much of a car that you could drive on the regular road like we are right now every single day. All right, guys, second gear. On throttle, here we go. Yeah. This thing is freaking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Does it all. Does it very, very well. That active rev match, that automatic rev match downshift feature is wonderful. Can't get it on a Shelby. Mach 1 does have it, but not a Shelby. All right, guys, here we go. Nice. All the way around. Just the steering is so direct, feels great. I wish I could take this to my favorite twisty roads because it really would allow me to showcase how well sorted of a platform this Alpha chassis is. It's actually quite amazing, to be honest with you. Especially when it comes to a weight standpoint. You know, that seems to be the big thing with the Challengers, just that overall dated heavy chassis that it has. But this, I mean, absolutely mind-blowing. Really, really is. All right, guys, one more time for you, one more time for E. Here we go, on throttle. Feels phenomenal. Yeah! Absolutely ridiculous. This car is absolutely ridiculous with the performance, with the way it behaves. We got to get back to Dimmitt Chevrolet and bring E his car back. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful day here at Dimmitt Chevrolet. We owe it all to one person and one person only. E, working here, being a fan, being a friend, being a subscriber, being a car enthusiast just like you and I. Getting his Camaro ready for us really allows us to see what this SS1LE option Camaro is all about. It's hard to track these down. It's hard to find them, but you know what? If you're looking for that muscle car feel, but with that road course performance, you know how to do the business. This will do the business against the Mach 1 and even a standard Shelby GT350. But if you want to keep seeing performance cars like these on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, there's two ways to do it. Click the first link, become a Rady's Rides Patreon member. Click the second link, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera, Lori, working that camera like a champ. Show her some love in that comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.